Hello.
Hey.
Hey. Even Mom says hi. But anyway, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Works Local Racing Roundup. Glad to have you with us tonight. Greg, man, you look like you've been working all day.
I have. We just finally sold the rental house, so now I'm putting stuff in a box van so I take it down and store it at my place down south.
You're going to take it all the way to Florida then, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
And once again, I'm not leaving Kansas City. This is my summer home.
Uh-huh.
I'm a racer.
Uh-huh.
I'm an announcer of Friday night and Saturday night.
Right.
And that's number one with me. And I love Kansas City, very passionate about all the motorsports here and the fact that we've got the Works Local Racing Roundup.
Yeah.
And kind of keeps me going, buddy.
Yeah. Well, it does me too, absolutely. But just right off the bat, I might as well tell you folks so far, I don't know if Rodney Sanders forgot, but I have not been able to make a connection with Rodney. But anyway, it was still a thrilling win that he had down at CMS last Sunday night. I don't know if you all knew anything about it, but...
surprise.
Yeah, Saturday night, surprise. Saturday night, he broke a drive shaft and was not able to finish the feature, so that threw him into qualifying for Sunday night, so he had to go through the whole process again Sunday. Man, they have changed the qualifying system at CMS. I was thinking even just last year, they qualified the inside row, then they qualified the outside row. 1 through 13 or 1 through 12, whatever it was. But they changed that, and this year they went ahead and qualified starting positions 1 through 12. So even though Rodney won the qualifying race Sunday night, he still had to start 13th and work his way up through the field. But
you got all this on video?
I do, and we're going to watch it all 50 laps.
Man, that's going to be great.
Yeah, we have got all 50 laps. But before we go into that any further, why, I was just wondering, well, I was out at Valley Saturday night and videoed out there, and some outstanding races, especially the stock car race. Tell us a little bit about that. I know you talked on the microphone. You were thrilled about it.
Have you got video for this?
I do not. I was not anticipating using any of that, so I deleted it all off the camera today, not thinking that I would need any. But like I say, tell everybody about that race with J.J. Bumley and what's Witt's first
about
name?
as good a race as you could ever see.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the other guy's first name. Witt was the last name.
Boy, I don't know. You're catching me off guard.
No.
Bumley won on the last lap.
Pretty much almost coming out of 4.
Foot,
yeah.
The last square inch of racetrack. I mean, man, and it was on the high side.
Yeah.
I mean, not much room.
Yeah.
And, man, I wish you wouldn't have erased that.
Oh, well, like I say, I figured I had everything full time, so why, even leave it on the camera, so I chucked it.
Well, first of all, I want to say it was such a good race that we need to, my feelings are we need to have IMCA stock cars a regular home there at Valley. I'm not the official word.
Yeah, I know.
But boy, they put on a show.
Yeah, they do.
And the Mod Lights put on a show. Even though Dylan Rafferty dominates, it's still a heck of a show.
I was going to say, that new car he's got looks like it's faster than the old one. And what was it you asked him in the interview at the end of the race, he won in Wisconsin or somewhere?
Oh, he's won everywhere. I mean, he Marshalltown, Iowa last week.
Oh, is that where? Okay.
And then he named off all the states that he ran, he won in, and might as well have not named the ones that he hadn't.
Been shorter list, huh?
Wow. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But the Raffertys and Mod Lights go hand in hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I appreciate US 36 cooperating with us. That's where most of the street stocks come from. And we kind of had a short field of them, but I think that we'll...
Well, the ones that were there were good.
Oh, my. And this has been no surprise to me. Every time I've gone up north and watched stock cars, I mean, man, it makes the modifieds look sad.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, I've said all along, I said it for 5 or 6 years, I think the the stock cars usually put on the most entertaining race. May not be the fastest, but to me it's always the most entertaining, and that there's always competition almost for every position.
Well, I want to put foot in the door with you.
Mm-hmm.
The IMCA stock car topic is a great one.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like deja vu. They call them IMCA stock cars, and it's exactly the way that stock car racing started. I mean, they're more modified than stock, of course,
Uh-huh.
but they used to be late models.
Yes.
Well, they were called the IMCA stock cars.
Uh-huh.
And these cars are 30 years old. The body designs are not worthy of the title late model. But I've got a friend, Troy Harrison, and he's from Topeka, and Topeka had a fairgrounds racetrack, and Sedalia was a fairgrounds racetrack, and Des Moines, and every place that had a nice big half-mile IMCA stock cars when they were late models, they made a statement.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the state of the art, the best racing you could see. It was akin to NASCAR, full-bodied stock car.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then Labonte, even a NASCAR name, Brian Labonte.
Yes.
Brian, what's his? The Labonte brothers that come to.
Oh, I can't remember.
IMCA.
I think we've had Brian on the show.
Anyway, one of them made it to Bristol.
That was Brian.
Brian made it down to Bristol.
The 99?
Right.
Black 99?
And the lap times in these stock cars were as fast as the Cup car.
Oh, really?
Or faster.
Wow. Holy smokes.
On that same racetrack. So I think the topic of IMCA stock cars deserves some, I think we need to invite Troy on the show and just rehash some of the past. It could be a winter show or whatever.
Yeah, winter show probably. Mm-hmm.
But right now we're coming into fair season up in Iowa. There's a big race every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And of course Sedalia is going to brave the COVID this year, and Missouri State Fair is going to be back in action. I think they're going to have some races there. I haven't noticed the schedule completely.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I'm like you. I haven't really paid that much attention because I figure it's going to be August before we see it.
Right. But no, I'm all in favor of the stock cars becoming a mainstay at Valley. I'd like to remind everybody Valley does have a curfew. And Dennis Strout is very diligent about meeting that curfew and avoiding penalties with the city and keeping Valley Speedway there.
Yeah.
So the small car counts that sometimes we do have, it actually helps us get through by curfew.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel bad for everybody because there's been some incidents where the track was patchy slick and the water's put on, and we don't really have the time to finesse it, to make it perfect.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But
I agree. But it's the same track for everybody. I mean, we always talk about these racetracks, but you just have to remember that it's the same for everybody. It's not like one guy's got an advantage or anything. It's just that it kind of changes the face of the racing just a little bit and makes it different. But you know, I think in some instances, Greg, that's good because then the driver has to adapt to it.
Right.
And that shows the skill that he has in setting his car up to be able to do that.
Exactly. Well, we've got some great racetracks in the area, and it's obvious that the driver, the quality of Rodney Sanders comes up to CMS, and he put on a USMTS style show there, did he, all by himself?
All by himself. I'm trying to remember, was he in Iowa the Friday before? Or was it Wisconsin, Minnesota? I think it was Iowa. He raced in Iowa. And then actually the day after, the Monday after he raced Sunday at CMS, he was in Texas and won a race down there.
He's from Happy, Texas.
He's from Happy. Do you know where Happy is? That was one of the questions I wanted to ask.
No, but it would make me happy to find out.
It would make me happy. I have a feeling that it's in West Texas because some of the stuff that I seen on his Facebook page today, in fact, we should be looking at that, took place, isn't Lubbock, around the, let's see, that looks like Rodney right there. There he is.
Yeah.
I think it takes place around Lubbock, and I think Lubbock is West Texas, so I'm presuming that's where Happy is.
Well, I'm gonna Google it.
Okay, you
We
Google
got
it.
time.
You Google
because
it.
we're not talking to Rodney.
No.
Right?
How you like?
We're
Look at
talking about him.
Look at this picture of Rodney. Evidently, looks like he was about 10 years old. Must have played some basketball.
He looks like he's serious about it.
Yeah.
All right, here's a town in Texas called Happy, Texas. Let's see where it's at.
Okay.
And we'll get an idea just how far this guy, Rodney Sanders, toes
Okay.
to go race. You know, a lot of USMT races, USMTS races have been in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's become kind of like their speed week down
It's
there.
kind of up in northern Texas. It's north of Lubbock, it looks like.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I was
it's-
right.
it's-
It was around Lubbock then.
It's around Amarillo,
Amarillo.
south of Amarillo.
West Texas, kind of out there,
Yeah,
and
you're
really
right.
dry.
That's West Texas.
area.
The Amarillo is a well-known racetrack. They had big 10,000 to win shows, several of them. Randy Zimmerman, who we need to have on the show too sometime,
Yeah.
he went down representing the state of Kansas and kicked their butt one year
Yeah.
at Amarillo.
Did he really?
Race,
Oh
yeah.
my.
Won
Wow.
the 10 grand. It
Yeah.
might have been more than 10 grand. I don't know.
It could have been. I don't know.
But,
This panel right here that's laying on the floor, I was interested. It says Kenny's Tile.
And that's on
It's on
Happy-
Rodney Sanders' car.
Happy Texas car.
Yeah, it looks like
Kenny's
the
Tile.
right rear quarter panel.
Well, you know, those guys get around.
Yeah.
Austin Siebert and them.
Yeah.
They race with Rodney all the time.
I was going to say probably know him well. But
Man, I'd like to have one of those shirts, Rodney.
all you got to do is get on his Facebook page probably, and or I don't know if he had a website or not. I think it's just Facebook. Because he even had, we'll see a picture of a die-cast car here in a little bit that I think he was going to order to sell to people. But one of the other questions I wanted to ask him what his home track was, and the way you're talking, it sounds like Amarillo.
Probably.
What would be closer, Mary, Amarillo or Lubbock? You got a map there?
Yeah, I do. I was just looking at something else.
Yeah.
Terry Bivens is retiring from
Yes.
Yeah, I
You
was
see
going to
that?
mention that.
Yeah.
He's had some head injuries and his dizzy
Yeah.
spells and stuff.
Concussion,
And
kind of concussion.
he's so thoughtful. He's got a wonderful marriage. His wife,
Mhm.
Claudia. And Terry is very gracious about it, said that it would not be right for him to enjoy this sport more further than he has when it could leave her
Yeah, to have to take care of him because
to take care of
the
him.
doctor was saying if he raced it, if he did it again, injuries could be permanent.
But, yeah.
So,
Oh man, Terry's one of my favorite people in the world. I mean, you're a little older than me, but my career, my racing life started with Terry Bivens, and all of a sudden now some of us retired guys, it's like the end of an era.
yeah,
Claxton apparently is taking a break or done or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So,
another, excuse me for interrupting, but also on this quarter panel, if you look down on the lower left, it's probably behind the tripod, you can't see it, but it says Hivner
Right.
Logging.
Right.
And then I had a picture of, I think it was Lee Hivner, one up at I-35. And
Well, there's no doubt he's got a million friends here in this area.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, USMTS makes an appearance at I-35, don't they?
they have
And sometimes they do one at Lakeside,
yeah, that's what I was thinking there.
Humboldt,
Yeah.
and but they come through a lot. And Rodney Sanders is always
Amarillo is north of Lubbock.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's closer.
to Amarillo.
Yeah.
So maybe Amarillo's his home track. But here's a picture of Rodney. Of course, he was the 2020 USMTS points champion. And that's Janet and Todd Staley there on the right. I
Right.
think that's his wife on the left. And but anyway, I don't know if that was for the win that night. What does that say? United States Touring Series national champion, $20,000 for the National Touring Series Championship.
so he's got two of those,
Yes,
and 82 wins in the series
Yes.
in 2020.
82 up to, and it's more than that now because
Well, that's 82 wins total.
total, and I think that was in 2018, if I remember, 2018 or 19. So there's another year or so on there, and But I'm trying to remember. This is Victory Lane. Where did this something Prairie? I don't suppose that's Sun Prairie in Wisconsin, do you? See, this picture's pretty old. I think that's 17.
Ain't no way of knowing.
But see here, is the speedway that's at.
Sun Prairie, probably Sun Prairie.
But I don't know. But surely they run USMTS over there also.
But he'll drop off and run a non-sanctioned race.
Right. If there's nothing going on, why not go win $5,000 at CMS?
Yeah, he's an admirable.
And here's a picture of his late model. You know, he had started doing some late model racing.
Right.
And I was just wondering if he was going to follow some of the other USMTS regulars that have moved on into running late models.
Well, they got the wallet.
Yeah, if you got the money.
It's not that much
And the
difference.
backing. Probably not. Because I'm trying to remember, I think somebody was telling me this car like Rodney Sanders drives, this MB Custom, they are like 30 grand a pop or something like that in that neighborhood. That may not be exact, but, and then, you know, you figure you add another $30,000 motor to that, and you haven't even started with the rear end shocks, transmission, whatever that is going to go into that. Now there's Deer Creek.
Yeah.
You been there, Greg?
No, I feel like I have. Ever since the big screen TVs come out,
Yeah.
I feel like I'll go places.
You've been there, yeah. I actually went up there one year for the big race that they have in the fall, and videoed for the TV guy that I was doing TV stuff for at the time. And man, what a track. They start 3 wide up there, I think. I forget, is it 33 cars, 11 rows of 33, kind of like Indy?
Right.
And man, you talk about a crazy start. Whew! That's a bunch of cars to have on a small track like that at one time.
Now, by no means do I want to not give credit to the USMTS. It's a great group.
Uh-huh.
I just don't care for small tired race cars. I mean, if I
Yeah.
want to go up that far, I want to see a sprint car or a late model.
Okay.
But that awesome racing, man. That
Yeah.
series, USMTS, is the best in the land for
Yeah.
modifieds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think so too. What is it? UMP. Now, I will not mention any names, but somebody that does some pay-per-view stuff around Kansas and Missouri told me that UMP modifieds are some really good,
Oh, yeah.
good close racing,
Yeah.
and might give USMTS some competition
Yeah.
if they were, on the same track together.
But yet, you don't see too many UMP standalone shows for modifieds.
Yeah.
Because the UMP banner is primarily for late models.
Okay. I'm trying to find. Here we go. Here's the start of the race.
Oh, this is great.
This is the flag lap, I guess you could say.
And they got good, look at the spectators.
Yeah, I was going to say they had a really good crowd at CMS Sunday. Really good crowd. And I'm trying to remember. They start 24, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Probably, I think 24 is what they started. And like I say, Rodney was in that 13th starting spot. In fact, I think that's him right there, just going out of the picture. But,
Oh, we got fireworks.
oh yeah, the camera guy was good. He'd show the fireworks, but in fact, he's not even showing the race cars. I think he wanted to, but he changed his mind.
Where was the camera guy at?
Well, where the announcer stand is, they have a little balcony that sits right outside it,
Mm-hmm.
and then the stairs that go down, and I usually stand out on that balcony.
So it's about the highest point in the house.
The only thing I could do would be to get up on the roof if Earl wanted to build something up on the roof.
Well, I'm going to point something out when they come around here.
Okay.
When you're at the highest point in the house, and that Dean Woolley with Gator Graphics, I think, built that sign. And
Yes, he did, that
man,
scoreboard.
Look, you can see the cars.
Uh-huh.
That does not block any vision at all. Look at that.
Yep, you can do it.
That's
Yeah, you
great.
get up on the roof, it's probably going to block some of your vision there. I'm trying to remember who started on the outside of Gunnar Martin here in the 75. Gunner's in the 75. And I'm trying to see. Oh, that was the 16-car Smiths. Oh, what is his name, the driver?
Driving for the Smiths.
Oh, goodness. We had him on the show.
I know. Well, we're not a very good example of people with memory tonight.
No, we're not. But it was a hard decision here as to what to do, because there was still some fairly close racing up in the front, but yet I knew that
You knew Rodney.
that Rodney Sanders was going to be popping through there, and it seemed like before I knew it, he was up to 8th place.
He ain't gonna mess around.
Well, you can't. You get caught up in that pack. It's just really too hard, to try and get to the front if you do. Here's Carrick in the 1, and that's Shufflebind in that blue car. I know that one. Anybody else I know here? There's Elliott, Dennis Elliott in the 29. Dennis had a good run. I think he made it up to 3rd or 4th. I think he might have made it on the podium. Yeah, where's Sanders at? Right there. Now I started kind of following Sanders. This is when I finally realized that maybe he was up in the top 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like he was maybe 10th or 11th right there. But I kept checking on him every once in a while to see where he was. Of course, Gunner was up there running that top side. Didn't we have somebody on the show here a while back that said you shouldn't run through 1 and 2 on the top? Somebody was telling us you run around the bottom in 1 and 2 and around the top on 3 and 4.
I can't remember who it was, but
And I think that's what Rodney Sanders, I seen an interview that he did. And he was talking about running around the top up in 3 and 4. Now this is where a car actually went over the bank, but I didn't get it.
the sun beats down, I think, the most on turns 1 and 2.
It could. I imagine 3 and 4 get a lot more shade over there because there are some trees over there.
Oops.
But that guy rolled over there.
Is that right? Who was it?
Yeah, I don't know. I do not remember. Like I say, if I was known we were going to have to talk so much about the race, I'd have taken some notes down, but I really thought we'd get to talk to Rodney.
Let's point out Tom Wilson. It's Tom Wilson Memorial, and he was a great announcer.
Yeah, yeah.
He did more than announce at CMS. He
Probably took care of all the stuff that went out.
He was a statistician
Yeah.
and a media person.
Uh-huh.
He set the bar back in those days.
Yeah.
And he was as good as they come. And he is surely missed.
21st annual
21st.
Tom Wilson Memorial. He looks like, I don't know if Shufflebind picked that inside or whether the Smith car took the outside. I think Smith car took the outside because he was running second. Man, he's a long-time racer down there at CMS too. There isn't anybody telling us who that is there, Mary, on the stuff?
No, I keep looking and nobody's come up with it yet, but if somebody can, I'll let them know.
Yeah, it'd be nice if somebody tell us who it is. Now, Schifflebein, see, he's trying to move into that second spot there now. I'll take that back. Schifflebein finished third because I seen him in the tech room. So maybe Dennis Elliott. See, Dennis is up there challenging for fourth. I think he's got fourth there right now, the 29. Carrick's back in sixth. And I can't see, oh, that's, you mentioned him a while ago, built the scoreboard. Dean Willie in fifth.
Yeah, like Warrensburg, CMS has got some great drivers. And somebody like Rodney Sanders comes here, they're going to be on their game.
I think Gunnar Martin there was trying to get as big a lead as he could.
Oh yeah, wouldn't
But,
you?
Of course, the yellow flags, and there's a yellow flag toward the end when Sanders is already up at second. Wait till you see this race between Sanders and Rodney Sanders and Gunnar Martin here later on. It is really quite a race. Man, I keep wanting to say Troy Backlund, and I know that's not the name. Oh, gosh. In the second place there. But a good car count. They did not have a B feature, but they have what they call a main qualifier, but they only took 13 out of it.
Ooh.
And then whoever wasn't in that 13 loaded it up. There was no B main, but they had extra cars in the A class, and they did run a B feature in the B mods, and that was won by Terry Schultz.
The B? The B and the B?
No, he won the A main for the B mods.
Oh.
And from what Alan Miller was saying as he announced down there, that I think Terry is leading the national points for B mods in the USRA.
Ah.
Looks like Willie there trying to get underneath of Dennis Elliott. Now there's Rodney. Where's he at here? See, he's up to fourth place here now.
Yeah, fourth.
Fifth it looks like. Because I don't see Gunner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's working on Schiffelbein. Of course, that car stuck to that bottom like it was glue. Like nobody else could do. He also had a backup car that I think his crew chief qualified for the A main. This was 1,000 start, Greg.
Huh.
So he actually made $7,000 that night because it was a grand to start and $5,000 to win.
So it was another 20 car.
Yeah, it was another 20, and he might have pulled into the infield. He probably came out and run a couple of laps or something. And now see, there's Gunner. He's getting into the back of the field there now.
Boy, you know, if you didn't know any better, you'd think Gunner wins this.
The way he looked, I didn't think Rodney would catch him. I really didn't. I thought if this thing goes green, there's a good chance that Gunner might pull that out.
Yeah, Gunner's quick.
And of course, that's a homemade car they're running too. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I think him and his uncle built that. That's the car that they took down to Bristol and did so well down there
Right.
against a lot of those big name drivers.
Yeah, you wouldn't think this race is about Rodney Sanders at this point.
No. I mean, in a way, maybe it's good we didn't get a hold of Rodney because he wasn't in the picture most of the time. But I had a bunch of questions I wanted to ask him anyway. But I think he did. Gunner doing a little slide job there to get by a lap car. Now, see, I think Rodney is up to fourth here now. He got by Schiffelbein. Now he's going to start working on Elliott here in a minute. He probably had to pass Elliott on the top because Dennis is the bottom feeder. He pretty much runs that bottom part of the track.
Ooh, buddy. Getting intense now.
Yeah. Dennis finally gets by the lap car, thinking, oh crud, look here, look who's on my outside. And away he goes. Now see, he's in sight. Gunner there is just not quite a straightaway ahead of him now.
Well, there has to be a yellow.
Yeah, I think he's in second now. About 10 car lengths behind Gunner.
Yeah. I just can't imagine him running him down. How many laps? This is a 50 lapper?
Is a 50 lapper, which really played because I don't think he got the lead until there were 7 laps to go. And then I think there'll be a yellow flag here, because I thought, boy, what Gunner doesn't need is a yellow flag to get him right up behind him. And about that, didn't any more think it than the yellow flag. Like, see, there goes the yellow light right there. Didn't any more think it than it happened.
You don't want to get Rodney Sanders up close to you.
Yeah. And I thought, well,
race like that.
somebody went over 3 and 4 there. I can't remember who that was. I don't usually show this much video, but since it was such a big race, I thought, well, I'll show a little bit more.
Well, actually, it's one of the biggest events in Kansas City. It's
Yeah,
a
it is.
homegrown event.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we have to give Earl and Susan Walls credit for putting on a race that pays that much. I mean, just think of that purse just for this race. It's $5,000 to win, $1,000 to start. 24 cars start. That's $29,000 purse.
Yeah.
For a little bitty, small track like Central Missouri Speedway. Okay, here we go. Still the 16 there in third. I think that's not the 29, isn't it? No, that is Dennis Elliott in third. Look how much more further he can drive into the corner than Dennis did. Now, this was some really good racing, this last, whatever it was.
I'm still not accepting that Gunner gets beat. The high side's going to have to go away.
I think something happened to it, or his tires. He used too much tire up. Because, these guys, they're really only used to running 25 laps, Greg. And the 50 lapper is not on their menu very much.
Look how much momentum Gunner's got.
Yeah.
He is just sailing around the top side.
Yeah. A lot faster out of the corners than Sanders is.
There's Sanders says, I want some of that.
Yeah. Well, I think what he wanted to do here was try and make some ground up on him. Because he couldn't stay with him down low, it didn't look like. I think this is about when things start getting real interesting here.
Gunner's probably about to crap. See Rodney Sanders out there.
Yeah.
Right beside him.
And there's one lap they come around that Rodney's nose is just a little bit ahead of his. Not quite yet, though. And as soon as I seen that, I thought, well, it's coming.
Oh, we're side by side now.
Yeah. Boy, that's some good camera work. This guy is pretty good. Look how he can turn that car down. Man.
Sanders got some car control.
Yeah. Wouldn't you like to have some pictures of the chassis and the shocks and everything else on that?
Yeah.
They ran like this, it seemed like, for about 10 laps. Of course, I kept thinking, is this it? Right there, boom. See, now that's the first lap right there. So that must mean there's about 7 laps to go. But it seemed like once he got ahead of him, I think Gunner's tires were gone, is what I think, running up high like that. Because I think you
Yeah,
use...
but he's not really even tried low. He just did.
Yeah, he slid him, but couldn't hold it coming out. And that put him back even further.
Try the bottom.
Yeah, see, he can't do nothing down there like Sanders can. This will not work down there. And it just got ridiculous from here on. Sanders just started pulling away. But anyway, that's we're going to have to wrap up here in a little bit, so we might as well. The white flag coming out. That's it. Like I say, I think he only led 7 laps.
You didn't get the
There's the white flag.
pre-race interview or post-race interview.
I don't know if I did or not. I think I did. But see, look at this lead now. He's got almost a half a track lead now.
Yeah, he's done right to check.
Well, I'll give him a straightaway. We'll make it a straightaway. One of the things that I was interested in was this here. Look at this. Now, I wanted to know if he was still doing this. I think this was 2017. The Rodney Standers Modified Chassis and Shock School. That'd be neat, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, Rodney, would you have a world of information?
Swap meet. I don't know what town that's in. Do you see anything on there that says where it is?
Wichita Falls, Texas.
Wichita Falls, Texas. I don't know. Is that out there in the western part too, Mary? Wichita Falls? Out that way? Okay. But anyway, that was the deal with Rodney Sanders winning the 21st annual Tom Wilson Memorial at CMS Sunday. Congratulations to him, and the $7,000 that he won will make him feel better. I'm sure they all went out and ate steaks the next day. But anyway, I'm sorry about not being able to hook up with Rodney, but I don't know if he forgot what happened. But
He's got more races to win.
oh shoot, yes. Are you kidding? I don't even know. He may be 30. What do you think?
Yeah, probably close.
Close to 30. So he's got 20 years or more.
Congrats to Gunnar Martin.
Absolutely. He had a great run too, without a doubt. But anyway, we're going to wrap up this section of the program here for Rodney. And I'm going to make a phone call here. And we're going to see if we can get a hold of Tommy Hendrickson. You know, Mary and I had the opportunity to get out of town over the weekend. We went out to Salina Speedway in Salina, Kansas, and Tommy is the promoter out there.
I was gonna say.
And I just thought it would be kind of neat to talk to him about some racing there in central Kansas. We don't get to do that a lot. And if you've got anything that you want to cover for a few minutes, why don't you do that?
Well, all I can tell you this weekend is I take it there's some weather coming back.
Uh-huh.
So just make sure wherever you go, that you don't waste your trip. Check in advance. I mean, it's such a pleasant day right now, I can't imagine it rolling in.
It's always when it happens, Greg.
Yeah, when you least expect it. Absolutely.
We had a really good time out there, new racers, new faces, some old faces. Kobe Rigsby was
Right.
doing really well. In fact, he was running in first or second in his race, but he broke
Oh,
right at the very end. And it was heartbreaking because there was one person that we did know from there, him and Bowers, Stephen Bowers Jr.
Steven Bowers. How
Oh,
did
he did a great job.
Oh.
He was sweet on that. He just took off and he won his race. He was on the pole and he was gone. I mean,
Well,
that's just
Hey,
the
Tommy,
way it's
it's Mike
been.
Kraft
This
with
is
Cheese
topless
Videos.
racing.
Yes,
we're doing the
yes.
show
Bowers
here,
was talking
and,
about last week.
if you forgot or
I'm
what,
glad
but
y'all
you can,
followed
give me
and
a
went
call,
out there.
and
And they had the
we'll
little
get her done. Thank you.
super modifieds, and for all the world, Greg, they look like a bunch of little smart cars out there running around. It was really different looking. But yeah, the topless racing was quite interesting, quite different. You could tell that the cars handled a little different because some of the guys looked like they had to take a little adjustment before they got started. But it was good racing.
I would like to see that.
Yeah. It was a fun experience. I have been to Salina. That'd probably be about my 5th time. And it seems like every time I go, the track's better, there's more racers, there's more fans, and it's just really a good show. I got no answer there either.
There's a picture from the trade show
Yeah,
booth,
yeah.
Salina Speedway.
Yeah, no, this was in Wichita, but that's Tommy Hendrickson there.
That's Tommy.
And I don't know who the lady is, but probably somebody works at the track, possibly his wife. But this was the racing trade show that they have in Wichita every year. I've been down there, I think, twice for that. And I'm trying to remember the arena that they have that in down there, but it's a pretty neat show. I think they also, the one I went to, they had an auction at the same time. They had a trade show in the outside area and an auction in the middle. But anyway, nice track. From what I could tell on Facebook today, Mary, would you get my cell phone for me?
Where is it?
Over the sink, I believe. I'll try him on that phone. Maybe he was expecting that number. I left him a text today that I would be calling on this home phone.
Now, Salina, it's been around a long time.
Yeah. Well, and I think it was on the verge of closing, and I think Tommy jumped in there and took it over, and yeah.
Here, I'll see what I can come up, information on Salina.
But anyway, like I say, I think he's been there 9 years from what I see on Facebook. It went back to 2012. So 9 years in promoting the races down there, and pretty much brought it back from the brink of extinction, you might say, in that I think they were going to close it, or it was closed, and he stepped in there and took over, and has been working with it. But they put on a lot of special events there. I've seen everything from mud runs, motorcycle flat tracking, monster truck shows, concerts, demo derbies, and here's just a few pictures of some of the stands and stuff that we'll be coming up here with. As far as
Here I've got the right page. There's the Salina High Banks in Oklahoma.
no, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, you got to keep them separate.
Yeah, you do.
So 5 days ago, I've got a feature.
See if we can get him on this phone. This is the number he had.
Kinder Connect, Stoneham.
Yeah, you know Kinder Connect.
Yep.
He comes up and runs the valley a lot.
Yeah, here Justin Kinder Connect wins an IMCA Mod Lights.
I think he won out there Friday, if I remember right. Yeah.
Hobby Stock winner was Nicholas Ronnebaum.
Look at this. There's the back of the grandstands, and
Oh, wow.
pretty good crowd that night.
Yep.
But I'm trying to remember, Mary, what all the classes they ran. They had front-wheel drives.
Yeah, they were won by Drake Ballmeyer, 24X car number. He won the compact, IMCA Sport Compact. That's the sanction IMCA has for front-wheel drive cars.
Yeah.
And
They also had Northern Sport Mods, I believe.
here I'm finding Ronnebaum.
And stock cars, I believe.
Danny Holt, the winner in the IMCA stock cars.
Yeah. Modifieds, which I know who won that because we went out there because Stephen Bowers Jr. was talking about going out there, and there wasn't anything racing here in Kansas City Friday night, so me and Mary said, let's go. So we left.
Okay, Northern Sport Mods was won by Tyler Watts.
Okay. And modifieds, and then I'm thinking there was one more class, Mary. Was it pure stocks?
All right.
They were IMCA though.
I've got the winner of the non-wing here. I know what you
Non-wing.
guys, I mean the non-roof, the roof topless.
Topless, yeah. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was thinking there was a sixth
I
class.
thought there was 7 classes. Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, I think it was 6. I think it was just 6. But look at this, Greg, you think that might be a dry slick?
That's nice. Well,
Looks like it's got rubber down and everything.
well prepped track.
Yeah.
They raced carts there too, I guess, on the same
Yeah, I
night.
forgot to mention that, carts also, which kind of surprised me because I didn't see a cart track anywhere around there. Did you, Mary?
Many different classes of carts
Yeah.
too. So they race normally on Fridays.
Yeah.
And here's you got video of this?
I have got some video. Let's see where it's at here.
I won't blow it.
No, that's all right. Go ahead. This looks like the front wheel drives. Who did you say won the front wheel drive? Yeah, there's a checkered flag for the front wheel drive.
Ballmeyer
Ballmeyer.
takes the win. And what features are you going to show?
Well, let's just see. I don't know for sure. Now here's what looks like the pure stocks.
Yeah, those are hobby stocks, I believe. is
Hobby,
what they call them.
IMCA hobby stocks. Yes, I think you are correct.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Bethany. Look at it.
Yeah, at least the stands are a little closer to the straightaway. Bethany, there's a good
Yeah.
50, 60 feet from the track to the grandstands. But
Would you say it's a 3/8 mile track?
yes, I would say it's 3/8. I would say that.
This is the pure stocks, which hobby stocks was run by this Roundup.
Roundup?
Yeah, it's just giving their last names. Oh, there's two Roundups. One was first
Yeah.
and one was third.
Uh,
Second was Lears. Not giving their car numbers.
and there's a checkered flag for that one. I think that guy lost a wheel
He lost
or something, hit the
yeah.
wall, whatever.
Lost his cool.
But he,
He's steaming.
yeah, there's the winner for the stock cars, or hobby stocks, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is not giving first names, it's not giving car numbers. Except for the winners.
There's the mod lights.
All right, Kinderneck going to win this, and Stoneham.
There was a guy that led this
Second.
for quite a while. Whoa, wait a minute. Where'd they go? There's his lineup. Did I miss some pictures here?
Wow.
Because honestly, all I was trying to do
They
here,
were
yeah.
they were topless too, weren't they?
Well, there was a couple of them that were. Now these are stock cars here.
All right. I've got to finish for the stock cars. Right in front of me. All I tell you is watch the 7D if you can see the screen.
Well, we get him going there.
They got a nice
I'm
scoreboard.
thinking he led most of the race, if I remember right. I don't think anybody even touched him. He was pretty much gone. Yeah, that's him right there on the outside. What's his name?
Danny Holt.
Danny Holt. It was close here for a lap or two, but
He's your Coors Light IMCA Stock Car A feature winner.
several yellows, but every time, why, he would just open back up a pretty good sizable lead.
Danny Holt.
In fact, I think this is a race they had about, well, what was the rule, Mary? They had, was it 5 yellow flags that go to a green, white checkered, Greg?
Yep.
You ever hear of that?
I'd have now.
Yeah, five yellow
like-
flags.
Something like a track with a curfew would do that.
Are you suggesting?
There was no curfew there. Of course, they did have nice fireworks.
Yeah, see, he's, like I say, opened up a big lead again here.
Ooh,
Look at
do
this
that.
24. Boy,
Wow.
he's lifting that left front, isn't he?
She gave the car numbers.
Yeah, that's him leading right there, 7D.
Yeah, right.
Another yellow. There's a checkered flag.
Your position, are you up in the score box?
No, we were in the last row of the stands. You can't shoot from up there unless the room's dark, because
There he is, number 77. This is Tyler Watts, Northern
Sport.
Sport Mod feature winner.
so I don't have any of the sport mod rays in there.
And he went topless as well.
Yeah, I'll be darned.
There we go, main event.
Yeah, this is the main event.
Topless.
And there again, we got flags.
A-mods.
It was pretty.
So we know who's loaded for bear.
Yeah.
From
Who the guy to beat is there.
I can start backward.
I think we had.
Finishing 18th will be a driver named Sutton.
Uh-huh.
17th is a driver named Weiss. 16th was Calhoun.
All I can tell you is that Steven got out front and nobody could touch him.
Bonham was in the 15th position. 14th was Govern. 13th was Knoll. 12th was Birch. 11th was Hafner. 10th was Nish. 9th was Pill. 8th is Barnes. 7th is Vogt. 6th, Conkrite. 5th is Danny Morrison. I know who he is. I know who Conkrite is.
Yeah.
Klima was 4th. Watts was 3rd. Wonder if he's related to the Watts that won his same T. Watts.
I don't know.
Must have brought 2 cars, or he's running the... Money, 2nd. And the winner of this event, Stephen Bowers Jr.
There he is right there.
He's headed to Victory Lane.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was a fun time and a fun weekend. We really had a good time, enjoyed the racing. If I had anything to say negative, it was that the darn wind was blowing the wrong way. And the track was a little dusty, and man, it blew it right into our faces all night. It was, just one of those things. I'm going to go back here rather than just have it playing nothing. But anyway, Greg, have you got anything you want to sum up here tonight? I think I'm going to just say goodbye and call it a night.
I hope y'all got your fireworks fixed.
Mm-hmm.
All the racetracks are good about having them.
Yeah.
A good, sometimes that's the biggest deal in the community is fireworks at the racetrack.
Uh-huh.
And we went down to haul the load down to Panama City Beach. I saw the famous fireworks on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, I bet that was
They
pretty.
had 2 piers, and they shot them off, and you could be in that beach area between the 2 piers and look each way. And I mean, a fantastic show.
Yeah.
But I've never been huge majored on fireworks.
Uh-huh.
I like the
I bet it was pretty.
race
and
cars.
They're always pretty around water. I know. I used to watch them up at Smithville.
Yeah.
They'd shoot them off on the dam, if I remember right. Beautiful, with a reflection on the water.
But,
Yeah.
we've spent all our lives, it seemed like, going to fireworks shows either at the racetrack or at the local
Mhm.
park.
Yeah.
I hope everybody was safe. And,
Yeah, I do too. It was a fun weekend. Mary and I had a great time.
But my buddy Mike Parker had a big kart race and shot off a ton of fireworks.
Did he?
He's a pyro.
Yeah, the pyro, yeah.
And I didn't get to see that.
Yeah.
And he had some good fireworks.
Yeah.
But this weekend, man, get out and go to the races.
Absolutely, I agree.
Do what we do.
Support your local track.
Our local racing Roundup community, but go to the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, folks, I think I'm going to wrap it up here for tonight and let you all go. I apologize. We just couldn't make connections with the people that we thought we could. And all I can say is they more or less agreed to do it. I can't answer for what happened, but something happened. But I think that's going to do it for tonight on behalf of Greg Clemens and myself. Like we said, get out to a local dirt track this week and have some fun. But that's going to do it for tonight. And you all folks have a good weekend.
All
Goodbye.
Right. See you later, alligator. Is that what this was about?
Yeah, I think that was one of those. Oh my. Yeah, I really like the 5 yellows and the thing you get
Yeah.
the green, white checker because, sometimes you're like up at,
Who wants to see all that yellow flag stuff?
and they just go round and round and round and you don't know what they're doing and it's just, get it over with, get it done. And I did like that. That was different. We saw some people we recognized.
Oh, gotta go back on the air now?
Rodney Sanders. Craft residents. Hello? Okay. Not up. I guess we didn't expect to get a female voice maybe. Whatever. But
You
yeah,
feeling pretty good nowadays?
I'm feeling a lot better. I went to go see my doctor, and he said I'm doing pretty good. I have to come back in 3 months. And he wants to check my knee again. He said, are you ready to do the other one? And I said, no! Absolutely not. So I think I can get a few more miles out of it before we have to go do replacement parts on it, because I'm just not ready to jump back in there. But,
Oh, you're getting healthier by the minute, or by the day.
I just don't want to push it too much, get up so far and then knock myself back down. I'm gonna wait till I'm feeling better and it's bothering me more. It's not that bad, the other one's not that bad. It's not as bad as this one was. I broke the heck out of it 30 years ago on a treadmill.
Ooh.
Fell, shattered the kneecap, ripped everything, all the ligaments and everything. That was really a pretty bad mess. So,
Yeah, people, their jobs cause injuries. You can count on some of the trades that are going to have bad knees, and carpet layers. Those guys are beating stuff with their knees.
I couldn't do that for anything. I tried it. We put carpet down in our living room, and I tried the knee kicker. I know it's like 20 years
That's
ago.
abuse.
That's terrible. But,
I've been over like a question mark because of that painting the signs on the race car. That's my deal.
the back hurts all the time from that, I bet.
No, it don't really hurt. It's just it won't straighten out. It pinches nerves and stuff. I got symptoms of carpal tunnel, which I think it's in your back.
I had surgery on both my hands, and it was so funny because my son was about 4, and he was so into Spider-Man. And when I got back from the hospital, all bandaged up and everything, he says, "Mommy, did you have web shooters installed?"
Web shooter.
I said, "Yeah, I did." He said, "Can you shoot web shooters?" And I said, "Well, I gotta wait until they're healed up. And I said, and the red juice comes in the mail for about 6 months. Every time the mailman got within a block of our house.
You're
It's like
ornery.
up there, he's, did you bring it? Did you bring it? My mom's waiting. The guy never really, I finally had to cue him in on what was going on.
That's funny.
But yeah, it would be nice. I could think of a lot of times some wolf shooters would have come in pretty handy, you know, kids running, you know, they just grab them. It would be nice, but yeah, carpal tunnel and then back surgery that I've had and then knee surgery. I figured, well, at some point I'm going to be bionic. So,
Well, little mama has got no aches and pains.
uh-huh.
You don't have any aches and pains, do you?
Any what?
Aches and pains.
Oh. No. I
See?
guess you could say.
Well, that was embarrassing.
Or wish you barbecue. You know.
Rodney Sanders called.
He did.
Yeah, he just called. I said I said craft residence and he hung up. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm mostly.
How do you know it was Rodney?
She said it said on the
You know.
caller ID.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Well, it's kind of how I feel. Try to make the best out of what I have.
You gonna tape an interview with him?
No.
A machine down in the exercise room in our apartment building that is exactly the same as what I used as therapy up here at the hospital. So I've been using it, and then I can walk around the hallways. And then I found a stairway that I can go up and down, and it's narrow enough that it's got handles on both sides. It's only about 8 steps, and I've been practicing going up and down stairs. And I got to show the doctor today. I can go upstairs like a big girl now.
Wow.
No answer.
Instead of doing the one at a time like this, I can actually go up like this now. So down is not a go. Well, he just called.
Yeah,
We're in the locker room, so.
I wondered if that was